I'm so tiny. Hold on. Okay, I'm big now. I'm big now. Sorry. Oh, oh. Give me a second. Somehow my microphone got disconnected, so it was just like, what if we don't? What if we don't work? All right. Hi, everybody. Sorry it took so long. I know 8 o'clock. I say 8 o'clock and now it's 8:45. But I made it. I'm here. I hope everybody is doing okay. Um, I wanted to just kind of start with a little quick just chatting, just to kind of say hi, and then we'll get right into the reading. Hope everybody's start to their weekend was okay. Hope everybody had a good day. Thank you, Pansy. Thank you for your subscription. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Kind of getting the cards ready here. Okay. Don't know if anybody else is here, but we'll just get started. Okay. There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm tiny again. Hold on. Okay, now I'm set up in my little corner. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Looks like it might be a slow night tonight, but we'll just go ahead and do a couple of readings to kind of start out. Maybe people will show up. If not, we'll see where the stream takes us. I always kind of end up starting with reading myself, so I guess that's what we're going for today. I'm taking a different approach today. Clearly. Hold on here. My setup is, just like all hand cam setups, a little jankier. In terms of it's not a professional setup. I don't have all of the fancy things. I definitely just try my best and hope that it works. Sorry, struggle. Clearly very struggle bus tonight. But, you know, what else can you ask for? The scuff is the scuff, and that's the way it's gonna be. Get you taking pieces that are too big. All right. So I'm looking today from you cards. Would like to know how about career. What's gonna go? Where am I gonna go in that field? Where am I gonna go in that direction? I'd love to know where my spellwork studies are gonna take me. Let's see what I have to do next. All right, so we're shuffling the intention. I'm making sure that the cards know what I'm looking for so they can talk with me about what I need to pull. Now I feel like, yeah, we have plenty of cards that are like, yeah, upward facing and tons that are reversed. So we'll see how this sort of reading goes. But I think that that's the end for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I do myself, which is I'm going to spread the whole deck out. Like one by one if I can. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but sometimes they don't want to come out. Sometimes they do want to come out. And I will fix these manually here in a second. Because there's a ton clumped up here. And up here. So we go ahead and separate those out. I'm scooting it over a little bit because I want it to be fully in frame. I don't want to like be like piecing out. Okay, now almost every card has a little bit showing. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run my hand over and just stop at any card that like I feel like I should be picking. Okay, so this one. And I'm having a little trouble today. So bear with me if this selection process takes a little longer than it would usually. I am just not on my game today. All right. Yeah, hold on. This one is taking a little longer than I wanted. Okay. I think we'll start with 3 if we want clarification. Obviously, I'll ask, but we thank the cards very much. Hi, Frag. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I'm starting my reading first. So I believe this was in the order that they were pulled. So I have the Empress that's inverted, or Emperor, sorry. I have the Two of Cups, and I have the Judgment Arcana card. So we're going to start with the Emperor card, which is another major Arcana card. And it's inverted, and I know how chat loves to be like, oh, that means it's bad. That doesn't mean it's bad. That just means it has the opposite meaning of what it is, and good doesn't always mean bad. All right, so we're going to look for the reversed meaning of the career. Okay. What this means is your career may be feeling stale, tedious, and unfulfilling right now. It may be that you're making a little progress when it comes to developing your skills and abilities. The work is monotonous, and perhaps you've already mastered all of what you can do in this position. You may feel that others don't appreciate the work that you're doing, adding to your frustration. At times, this card can also point to a feeling of being insecure when it comes to your career. This may also be causing the other problems you're experiencing. It's important to take the time now and sort out which one of these are problems that require an external change, like switching jobs, versus an internal one, like developing better confidence and communication skills. So, like, not bad. Constructive, not bad. Okay. Give me a second here. These gloves are usually better, but they are just not having it today. All right, so we're going in for the Two of Cups. That was drawn second, and that one is upright. And the upright career meaning for the Two of Cups. The upright Two of Cups is strongly associated with positive relationships, meaning that when it comes to your career, you may find that your relationships with your colleagues or business partners can be particularly strong right now. You may often find support and harmony in the people around you, and it should be especially comforting to those who are debating starting a business partnership. This card signifies about this new partnership will be fruitful and that you will work well together. Oftentimes, the Two of Cups is associated with romantic relationships, but this is very rarely applicable to a career setting. But if you have recently been interested in someone you met through work, it could be a signal happiness for the relationship as well. Just be aware of the risk when it comes to mixing pleasure and work. Interesting. Finding something they're saying. The cards are saying something to me, and I'm understanding so far. So let's see what Judgment has to say for us. Okay. All right. Let's see here. You may be going through a period of awakening when it comes to your career path. Perhaps you found a new purpose or a calling that cannot be ignored. This can sometimes come with adjustments needing to be made at your workplace or your position. While this can be stressful, these changes can bring you a new feeling revitalized when it comes to your work. If your workplace has been tense, the Judgment card also signals that you may need to be more aware of how your actions at your workplace are affecting others. Take some time to evaluate how your behavior has been and what can be improved. Take responsibility for your actions and your parts in any conflicts that have been brewing. Okay. I think I would like to pull for one more card, because for me this story seems incomplete. Hi Reflex. Hi Reflex, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We are drawing a fourth card, and I don't want to spread it all out again, so I'm actually going to do the one by one, and we'll see which one I end up coming up with. Okay. Okay. I just needed to double check that there wasn't another one they wanted me to pull. All right. The 10 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. All right. The 10 of Wands is a card of burden. This principle can apply easily to your work life. When upright, the 10 suggests that you are feeling overworked. It might be that you have too many projects for you to handle on your own. See if it is possible to delegate or share your load with others. Collaboration and delegation are your greatest aids at this time. Do not be afraid to ask for assistance or speak up with an uneven distribution of work. If your workload is not particularly heavy right now, it may be that you find the tasks at hand uncommonly difficult or draining. It is still okay to ask for a hand if you need one. Are we sure there isn't more? Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, maybe one more card, because I'm interested to see if there's anything else. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, thank you very much, cards. We appreciate your words. And now the Devil card. We really decided to ramp it up for the end, didn't we? Well, I mean, I was asking for it. Chat can attest, I was asking. But let's see what this will mean. All right. You may feel stuck or trapped when it comes to your career right now, like you don't have any option but to stay somewhere you dislike. In this state, it may be easier to blame your circumstances, bad luck, or a host of external factors. You may feel dependent on this job without the power to make the changes that will bring you happiness. At times, this card can also signal self-sabotage and playing the victim when it comes to work relations with your colleagues. Regardless of if it feels like, the Devil's appearance can signal that you have more choices than you think you do. You only need to reclaim your power. This can be scary to take accountability for a situation you dislike, but it can also be empowering. Okay. I mean, that completed it. All right. So thank you very much, cards. You've told me what I have needed to what I've asked for, even though I asked 2 more times. We're going to go ahead and collect the cards, put them back in the deck, and then I turn to chat and ask chat, would anybody like a reading today? Anybody would like a reading today? It can be for anything you like. Don't mind me just going through some of these. I just wanted to make sure that these can all start upright, but if they want to swap. The categories are general, love, finances, and career. Okay. So we're doing a love reading. We're going to do the 1-by-1 pull. So just to explain, every time that I do this, I did an example of the 1-by-1 pull in my reading there at the end. But basically, I'm going to put cards down 1 by 1, and you are going to, it's seemingly like with numbers is the best, but say type stop and like stop 1, stop 2, stop 3. And then that's how I'll pick the cards from there. Well, we can do a 3 card to start, and then, you know, just like I did here, you can ask for clarification. You can ask for more cards to be pulled. That is completely fine. So I'm going to shuffle some more here, but I would like Daft Pansy to go ahead and just kind of send your intentions, your love intentions, what you would like to know about, and what the deck can tell you. So whatever you're wondering about, go ahead, you know, kind of take a deep breath, ask it in your head out to the universe, and hopefully the cards will have an answer for you. Don't be nervous. You're fine. You're fine. One more time. All right. So that was the last one. So are you ready to, with your stops, Pansy? All right. You tell me when to stop. Okay. Okay. That's number 2. One more. All right. 3 cards. We say thank you very much, cards, for your wisdom. And we might be coming back to you here in a bit. All right. In the order they were pulled, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we've got this first one, which is an 8 of Swords reversed. We've got a 2 of Cups. and a Wheel of Fortune. That's a good one to see. All right. So I am going to read this. So the Eight of Swords reversed, love meaning. All right. As you take off the blindfold, take a clear look at your romantic life. The Eight of Swords tarot love meaning can suggest that your perspective is changing now that you have a more clear and objective understanding of your relationship. Anxieties may be lifted, and it can now be clear to you what needs to be done in order to feel happier in your romantic life. If you're single, you may find yourself more willing to take your love life into your own hands. Fears and anxieties that have blocked you from truly pursuing romance can be lifted. You're nervous, but this first card seems good to me. See, I told you guys, reverse sometimes doesn't mean bad. And then we have the Two of Cups. Oh, well, that's a recurring. You should remember that. Because that means that it seems like you pull this feeling a lot. It's cute. I like Chibi Chibi Moon. She's cute. All right. So the meaning of this: attraction and coming together is signaled by the Two of Cups tarot love meaning. This card encourages the beginnings of partnerships of any kind, the harmony that arises when two people come together and work in unity. This card also suggests a relationship that is mutually beneficial, one where the partners encourage one another to do their very best. If you're already in a relationship, you may find that it's time to bring better communication, balance, and amicability. You may be able to better cooperate at this time. Try and be aware of your partners and your own talents. Give each other trust to do things that are your strengths. The Two of Cups is all about partnerships that build each individual person while being together. Well, that's an interesting card. Building a story here. All right, and then we'll go up here and see what we've got. All right. Life is full of unexpected changes, and love is no different. The Wheel of Fortune tarot love meaning can signal great changes in your relationship, perhaps one that you didn't see coming. These aren't necessarily bad things, but adjustments may have to be made. The commitment that you have with your partner may be tested now. Both of you may have to put in some effort or sacrifice in order to remain together. Should you choose to make the choice, your partnership may become closer than ever as the two of you learn to navigate the ups and downs of life together as a team. It is important to understand that when changes are positive or negative, they are not forever, for the wheel is always turning. Oh, yeah. All right. What do you think? I think it's kind of, I feel like giving you maybe an overall view of your current situation and what you could be looking at in like the near future, seeming like I couldn't put a date or like a period of time on it, but it doesn't seem like this is something that is in the distant future is what I'm saying. You could be dealing with some of these at the present, and then it's also like basically giving you wise words of stuff to come as well. Do we feel like we need any clarification here? Okay. Well, we thank the cards very much for giving him a very decisive reading tonight. And it seems like if everything goes correctly, which it sounds like these cards are more positive than anything else, that good things are going to happen. So hopefully that's a comfort. All right. Here we are. 2 readings down. Is anybody else would like a reading in chat? Anybody else? I know we don't have very many people, but we had a couple of people shuffle in. Shuffle cards. I'm so funny. Right. All right. All right. All right. No, I don't know if anybody's biting today. I feel like everybody's lurking today. And that's okay. They tried their best. Okay, Frag, sounds good. A reading for you. Absolutely. All right. Do we have a specific, region of questions that we're asking from? Are we looking general about life? Are we looking financial, love, or career today? You just let me know. All right, some general reading today. Sounds good. All right, so Frag would like a general reading today. Frag, if you can go ahead and send out your intentions, send out your questions that hopefully the cards have the answers for. Like, where is everything going? Like, where am I going to end up? What does it look like, in the next couple days, months, weeks, Okay. So as we finish up here one more time, and we will consider it done. And we can go ahead and start the card pull. All right. Are you ready, Frag? Beautiful. Okay. You tell me when to stop. Okay. Go it again. Okay. One more. Here we go. All right. There we go. Thank you very much, cards, for giving us the answers that we are seeking. And we might come to you again for some clarification, but we thank you anyway. All right. Pull 1, pull 2, pull 3. So we've got the 2 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups reversed, and Page of Cups reversed. Interesting. Gonna make me work. I love it. All right. So let's start up here with the 2 of Swords. All right, so the reverse general meaning of the 2 of Swords. The situation we see in the 2 of Swords is a stalemate of swords. This battle can be representative both of something internal or external. You are forced to be in between or be the decision maker. However, because neither party seems particularly pleasing to work with, you may find yourself confused. The pressure is too much and you're unable to make a decision. When you do make a decision, it will be choosing between 2 bad outcomes. Don't worry. The more important thing here is to make a choice. From then on, we can deal with whatever consequences come. Interesting. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. So we'll go up and see what we got for cups. All right. When the card is reversed, the 5 of Cups shows a significant recovery from the regret as well as prior acceptance of your past. You're beginning to realize all of the implications of your actions. You have finally come to appreciate the lessons which can be learned from that experience. You may even start to recognize the overall value of the painful experience you had in a larger scheme of things. You are seeing that the suffering and grief that you endured gave you strength and imbued you with resilience. You are ready to pick up the 2 remaining cups, which are still full, to go on with your life in full force. All right. Interesting. I mean, that one's a good one. I'd like to be seeing the brighter side of things. That's for sure. That's always a good way to look at it. All right, and Page of Cups. One Page of Cups reversal meaning is that you're undergoing a block in your creativity. These are things or projects that you find interesting, but you seem to do them for other reasons than for the joy of it. You may be doing them for money, for fame, or something else. A reversed Page of Cups could indicate that you should remember the joy that your projects brought you in the first place, to reclaim that imaginative spirit. Another Page of Cups reversal meaning that can symbolize a troubled person, one who is afraid of reality, whether it's emotional, financial, illness, or something else. They find these issues difficult to face, perhaps leading to abuse of alcohol or drugs to escape. It can be an image of you or a loved one who is struggling with self-acceptance. The Page of Cups could also indicate that someone lacks inspiration. They're battling low self-worth, and they are easily depressed. What can you do to help inspire them to be their best self? All right. So, roller coaster here. Not bad. More like, yeah, exactly. Just kind of letting you know what your situation is. You might be caught in the middle of something. Whether it's between 2 people or between just 2 options in general. If you're an indecisive person, this could be something where it's just like, it's better to make a choice than feel like, debating over what's the right choice. Just make a choice and go ahead and deal with the consequences of that choice. Five of Cups is letting you know if you've been through any like pain or trauma or anything like that, that now or in the very, seeable future, you will come to a point where you're at a point where you kind of accept that, yeah, bad stuff happened, but all of this good stuff also came out of it. Like this happened, and like, I'm stronger for that. And that's okay too. You can be strong and resilient and all of those sorts of things. And that definitely helps in a way of accepting what exactly, is going on. And then, it's maybe reminding you in general, that if you are in a place where you're having a creative block, or you are doing things that you love, like hobbies, and you're doing them for different reasons rather than just doing them for hobbies, maybe kind of take a second look at that. If it's not necessarily that, it could be someone in your life or yourself that could be either like afraid to face reality, and like and having a sort of self-acceptance thing happening, that's something to look out for, whether it's for yourself or somebody in your life that who's very close to you. It could also mean that somebody close to you or yourself is lacking inspiration or self-worth, is easily depressed. I don't know if this card, when I read it, like, a person pops into your head, but that's what I'm seeing here. What do you think, Frag? Did you want some clarification, or do these kind of answer what kind of wanderings that you had? Yeah, for sure. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing. We're going to do a card pull. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Okay. Thank you very much, cards. We really appreciate you clarifying some stuff for us. We're going to set you back over there. All right, for the Two of Swords, we have the reverse 10 of Pentacles. Okay, come in. All right. The 10 of Pentacles, reversed, meaning may be a warning about your future financial situation. It could point to problems and hiccups later in life, even though they may not currently be an issue. It could show the faulty nature of an investment that you may have put a lot of time and effort in. In general, this reverse card seems to signal that you are placing too many bets on your short-term success while harming your long-term potential. Take a step back now and evaluate whether your decisions right now will lead to more damage in the future. 10 of Pentacles reversed meaning can also deal with relationships. It may be showed the sudden end of a marriage that has been going strong for years. It could also show that you've hit a rough patch, but there's still hope for things to get back on track. For those who are single, can point to the fact that some of your relationships have been great for short-term fun, but lack the substance that lead to a lifelong commitment. Let me see. Okay. You guys are not bad. This could be revealing the situation that's going on in the Two of Swords card here. I am just going to revisit that very quickly. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, let's go ahead and reread what we've got going on here. Situation we see in the reverse Two of Swords is a stalemate of a legendary kind, one where two forces are battling each other. This battle can be representative of both something internal or external. So this could be within yourself, or it could be between two actual people, like actual forces, or actual like sort of like opposing, like, I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for, but something that is not yourself and is not people, but it's like a concept. So like opposing concepts, or like it could be pointing to a sort of like battle in like your own morality. You can make it all sorts of different things. If we're talking something internal, there's lots of things that you can be battling internally. I think this makes me feel like this is just a warning that if you don't make a decision, like, this is what could happen. Because I know it said you need to make a decisive decision, but it's also talking about problems you could have in like your financial sort of future that might not seem very big right now. So like maybe if you continue to be indecisive, this is what can happen. Would be the reactionary, the 10 of Pentacles card. Because to me, it's not really describing what's going on in the card. It's just embellishing further as to like giving you knowledge as to like what this could mean if you don't heed this card's warning. That makes sense. Dang. Okay. I mean, if the cards be that way, the cards be that way. I get it. I get it. Does that make any sense, or do we want even more clarification? Which I'm fine with. I mean, I did it with mine. So if we need, if we need to, we can absolutely do that. Okay. Thank you very much, Frag, for letting me see into your future. And we thank the cards very much for giving us all that juicy information. And then we say thank you very much. And we put you back. All right. Is there anybody else that would like to have a reading today? Taking a drink of water. Anybody want a reading? Step right up. I got you here. But yeah, they're trying their best. Yeah, I know we don't have a big turnout tonight, and that could be because I'm later than usual, or it could be that I need to have better social media presence. I wish these cards were something where I could just easily read it and it would be like, yes. Where it's like, do I need a better social media presence? Yes. Oh, absolutely. Frag, you have a great night. I appreciate you staying, grabbing a reading. Really appreciate it. So, no, don't you go, baby. You need to go and do your thing. Get some rest. Make sure you are drinking water, staying hydrated, and getting some good sleep, okay? You have a good night. Right. It's just a slow night. Just like people have good nights, there are slow nights. And I don't know, maybe we'll go ahead and... Yeah, see, I was told to play that game tonight. But, like, I also just... I feel like I wouldn't get much out of the game. I would play it maybe once, and then now I've drawn a whole bunch of people that just want to see me play, Elden Ring and Armored Core, and I don't know if that's where my happiness lies. But one day we'll definitely take a shot at some of those games. I can't guarantee they're going to be like ongoing things that we do. But I want to take a look at some of these because they're very pretty. I do this every time I take them out, is I just look at them because the art's just so pretty. Fiore, the like canonical gay character, I swear. People are like, I don't know about that. No. You cannot tell me he isn't in love with Mamoru. He is 100% crushing on Tuxedo Mask. 100%. He like goes to the point where he like straight up almost kills Usagi. And it's like, Tyrion's mine. Or Mamoru's mine. I'm mixing up the names because I watched the dub as a kid. And Zoisite. So I didn't know that all of the like Zoisite, Kunzite, like all of them, they are minerals. And I was like, oh, I mean, do what you gotta do. But Zoisite is actually a male. But in the oh, thank you, Frag. That was you are so sweet. Thank you so much for gifting. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every time somebody subs. I appreciate every time somebody follows, and it warms my heart. If I wasn't, if I was the Grinch, my heart would already grow 3 times its size, and the movie would be over. Thank you very much. Sailor Galaxia. Thank you. Thank you so much, Frag. The dancing dinos, those are my favorite. Um, Sailor Galaxia is, I believe, I want to say she's in season 5. So I don't really know too much about this character because season 5 is like my least known season. Because in America, the dub only went to season 4. And then they cut it off because they couldn't keep pretending that Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune were cousins. Like, they shouldn't have, that should, no, they shouldn't have even been cousins in the first place. It was really weird. America and its weird homophobia, you know. We're past it, though. We're past it. June, I think, is, for me, I thought she was in season 4 because it was her and Pala Pala. They were all like different like villains, kind of similar to this. I think there were more of them though. Oh, that's cute. Okay, we'll talk about this one. But yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Sailor Moon, you're just getting a lore lesson from a fan who, watched it when she was 7 and then, watched it for like millions more times after that, rediscovering it at 13 years old. Yeah, I mean, if only I had a tier list like up and ready and being like, all right, so this character, I could absolutely, so that could be another stream idea. It's just, making a tier list of every Sailor Moon character ever, canonically in the series. And then they had like video games and like stuff like that where they're like completely different characters. One of which is this one. Sailor Iron Mouse, I believe, is in a video game, and it predates like Iron Mouse, like the VTuber Iron Mouse. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because my partner was talking about like, oh, like Iron Mouse, like V Shoujo Iron Mouse, like VTuber Iron Mouse, and then we looked it up and we were like, no, not that one. These are mother and daughter, and I think this is cute. So this is Luna. So you're like, but wait, isn't Luna a cat? So if we look and see if my camera will focus or not. Maybe it doesn't do that. But their Luna the cat is on either side there. So that is Luna, and it is canonical that she does have a human form, as does Artemis, which I think we've seen Artemis before. Let's see. Can I find him easily? Because I'm over here like, I don't know. But yeah, another reminder, if anybody, while I'm talking about the cards is like, I would like a reading, please, like, let me know. Because I'm just talking about the different characters, kind of killing time. So, let's see. Hello. I don't think I'm going to find him easily. He's hiding. It's funny because I think he was out and about last time. And now he's like, I'm too shy. Yeah, I don't think I see him. All right. So basically, this is Luna. This is Luna's human form. This one's a really pretty representation of it. I like how they made both of them queens, though. That's very cute. So this is Diana. Diana is from season 3 or 4. I want to say 4. And she is Actually, no. She may. I think she's canonical in like season 3, but I don't think she shows up until season 4 because she is Sailor Chibi Moon or Chibiusa's cat in the future. So like we don't really see the future until like later. So like that's her mom and this is the daughter. So this is Diana and she's like a really pretty like sort of like light lilac color cat. Yeah, not real color. I understand. You're like, what? A purple cat? Exactly. But it makes sense because a mixture of this, which is supposed to be like blue, purple leaning and white, of course it made like a purple cat. At least we're being honest, you know. All right. And then here everybody is like, oh, it's Sailor Venus. Wrong. This is not Sailor Venus. This is Sailor V. So Sailor V is basically a character that Mina plays. Like she's an actress and she like plays her in like TV and then also has a video game. So this is Sailor V. Sailor V is, of course, she's the Justice card. I just thought that was funny. But what I really like, and I can't move it up without, it unfocusing. But these 2 panels right here, that's actually Artemis. Because you can see Artemis is behind her leaping, and that's actually Artemis back there, in the little panels. I just think that's cute. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's see. Ooh, we've got some good ones. All right. All recognizable characters. This is probably the most accurate Sailor Saturn I've seen. So we can start over here. So this is Naru and Umino, and in the dub version, this is Molly and Melvin. I know, they're very different, the names. And Molly in the dub has a Brooklyn accent. And you guys are like, wait. And I was like, yeah, exactly. You heard me. A Brooklyn accent. She'd be like, I don't know, Serena. My mom says I have to be home at 7. Like, and you're like, oh, like it can't be that screechy. Yeah, it's like pretty high pitched, pretty nasally, and pretty New York. And to be honest, I'm living. Melvin is like the annoying, like straight A kid who like is like, I didn't even study, and he gets like a 95 on a test. It's like, get out of here. Very much annoys like Usagi and tries to get her grades to be better against her wishes. Just being like, you gotta go study. And she's like, but I don't like studying. All right. And then we come to the Emperor, who is King Endymion or King Darien. And this is the future of like Tuxedo Mask, Mamoru, like sort of thing. Because you have Queen Serenity and King Endymion, which is who this is. So this is older. You can even see in the back panels, because each one of these has kind of like a back panel. Kind of like half and half sort of thing. This one is Tuxedo Mask. This one is Prince Endymion, and then this is King Endymion. But we simplified it in English, and this is Tuxedo Mask, Prince Darien, and King Darien, I think. I don't recall his name being Endymion. That's for sure. Like, when I watched it first is what I mean. Of course, that's his name. So next we have Death, which is Sailor Saturn, which makes so much sense because Sailor Saturn is the sort of sailor scout of destruction. The most powerful sailor scout in terms of powers, aside from Sailor Moon, is Sailor Saturn, and then Sailor Pluto. But Sailor Saturn is like the most powerful, and it's funny because she's the youngest. I believe she's only like 12 or 13 in the anime, and she's actually friends with Chibiusa or Rini. So this is, I believe her name in both is Hotaru. But they have her like princess form, Princess Saturn form, and then her school uniform in the back here. But this is Super Sailor Saturn. And that's her scythe. Her scythe is, I mean, she is death. I just think that's very fitting. And then finally, in the 4-card draw here, we have a High Priestess, which of course is Sailor Mars, because why would it be anybody else? The ultimate tsundere in Sailor Moon anime is this one right here. You think, isn't it Amara, the Sailor Uranus? No. She's definitely tsundere. Her I'm surprised they don't have her in her like her robes for the temple and one of these back ones, because it's just princess and then her school uniform. But she is, like, for lack of a better word, a priestess in the local temple that all of the girls reside in when the anime takes place. So High Priestess is very fitting. And still very beautiful cards. Yeah, speak of the devil. Both of them. Okay. See, I'm glad these both came up side by side, because I'll have to explain the difference to you guys, because there's a difference here. I promise. You guys are like, what? They're the same. No, they're not. So, starting, I guess, right here this is Sailor Chibi Moon, not to be confused with Sailor Chibi Moon, who has like the lighter pink hair. This is, and to be honest with you, I think has something to do with Sailor Cosmos. Again, Sailor Chibi Moon is a season 5. So a season that I'm not super I'm not super in tune with, because I didn't really do much. But this is supposed to be, I think she also is somehow related to Usagi. But again, this one I'll have to give you further clarification on later when I look it up. But that's exactly why I'm just kind of like, you look familiar to me. But she's a cutie. That's all I know. And then this is Furuhara, but in America, In the English dub, this is Andrew. Andrew works at he works at like an arcade that Usagi and her friends go to quite a lot. And I know that, yeah, so I'm guessing that's what, I'm not sure, because I think this is supposed to be the one spec here. I think this is supposed to be Furuhara's sister and his eventual, like, girlfriend, I think. I'm not sure. Because she looks familiar. All right. And now we come here. Everybody needs to, like, sit down and, like, focus for a second. Okay. So, these are different people. And you're like, Azura, how can that be? I will tell you. So, first, there is Queen Serenity. Queen Serenity is Usagi's real mother. So, like, the mother, she's the moon queen, you know, as the Negaforce is, like, invading the moon kingdom. And so I wish you could see the back panels, because this is her sending Mamoru, Usagi, and all the other Sailor Scouts to Earth. She, like, wipes their memories and sends them to Earth. And they, like, you know, live a quote-unquote normal life where they slowly have to be awakened in order to actually save the, you know, the moon kingdom as a whole. So this is actually Usagi's mother, like, real mother. Like, the only thing I can compare it to is thinking about, like, if we're talking, like, Bible, like, Jesus' dad is God, really. But he was, like, born from Mary, and, like, everybody's like, okay, so Joseph's his dad. No, like, Joseph's just kind of like a caretaker. So, I'm not sure where the king to this queen is, if there ever was one. They don't really talk about it. But you do see her at the very beginning just being, like, a powerful force, you know, trying to save the moon kingdom. While she can't really do that, she's gonna, like, plant seeds for, like, a future, you know, revitalization of the moon kingdom, by sending all of those soldiers and her daughter and her would-be future son-in-law, you know, to Earth. Even though he was already, you know, an earthling to begin with. All right. And this is Neo Queen Serenity. So Neo Queen Serenity, this is Usagi when she's older. So, like, this is, like, yeah, it is. It's really fun. Like, it's really fun to, like, figure it all out, like, because this all makes sense in a linear fashion. But this is basically, so Neo Queen Serenity is, like, Usagi when she's older, Crystal Tokyo in the future, like, she and Endymion rule over it. So Neo Queen Serenity and King Endymion. This is, like, Usagi when she's, like, like, late 30s, like, mid 40s. Like, this is what she is, like, turned into. I like her staff. It reminds me of I think this is the Cutie Moon Rod, but just white and longer. It's pretty. And then you have Princess Serenity, and then when she was first crowned queen, and then this is, like, you know, her older. So it's, like, the phases of her life. So she's, like, young, medium, you know, and older. So that's what that is. I'm glad those got pulled together so I can explain the difference, because a lot of people get confused. Speak of it. All right, I think it's only fair. I gotta arrange the cards properly, and we'll see why in a second. So from the right here, so this is Kunzite. Kunzite and Zoisite are like a thing. And they are like the villains of the Negaforce in season 1. And one by one, they kind of get like picked off and stuff. I can't remember if he dies first or Zoisite dies first, but the thing is they're like a couple. And in the English one, Kunzite is male and Zoisite is female, while in the original sub, they are both males, as it was written. So it's always interesting to note that he was the one that I was actually translated over correctly. And, you know. Which leads me into the next card. More gay. So this card is like one of my favorite cards. Because it's the lovers, which is Neptune and Uranus. You know, the lovely lesbians. I really, they have the artifacts. Each one of the outer Sailor Scouts, save for Saturn, so Pluto included here, they have like 3 artifacts that like when put together are like super powerful. So I'm not 100% sure because I wouldn't call this a sword because it's too short. It could be a sword though. Uranus has like a sword. Neptune has this like sort of hand mirror. It's very pretty. And then Pluto has like this top to her time key, which sounds cool. I know. And when you put them together, they like are super powerful and they unlock like, you know, power ups. I don't know like specifically how to put it, but yeah, it's very powerful. Here we have Tuxedo Mask, the only like predominant male in the series that kind of, you know, is there to help sometimes, but mostly the girls got it. And I just think that's funny. In the background, we have Mamoru or Darien, and then Moonlight Night, which is when Tuxedo Mask, his memory's completely wiped, but he still has this sort of like maybe like subconscious like need to be like, I don't remember what they're called. They start with a V. A vigilante. There we go. So he has this like subconscious need to be a vigilante. So he dresses up like Moonlight Night, and it confused the heck out of Usagi for a while because she was like, Tuxedo Mask is gone, but who's this guy? Because he looks exactly like Tuxedo Mask. It's because it is. He's just confused. And then here these cards need to be together. The Star and the Devil. So as you can even see, I can even see it in these in the background of these cards. Like this is the same. I think that's funny. So this is Sailor Chibi Moon or Chibiusa. And then this is in the dub Wicked Lady, in the sub Black Lady. And I was trying to see if, because I thought Luna P transferred over. I guess not. But, and you're like, wait, what do you mean? So basically, Sailor Chibi Moon Yeah. Sailor Chibi Moon is I'm gonna bring Darian, aka Mamoru, back in the picture here. So when Chibi Moon crash lands into this like sort of present reality from her future reality with the help of a tiny little time key that she got from Sailor Pluto, her mother sent her to the past, or aka the present, at that point in time. And the first thing this little this little one does when she crash lands in the present world is she plants a big ass kiss on her dad's lips, and I think it's gross. Oh yeah, that's right. This is her dad. I mean, it makes sense. But I said Usagi, and I was like, well, King can end me on. I thought everybody kind of figured it out. But this is his daughter, but like he is not old enough to have his daughter yet. That makes sense. So she has like a weird crush on her dad. And I can't remember what it's called. But it's like, it's the opposite of an Oedipus complex. I think it's called an Electra complex. But yeah, she has a really interesting Electra complex with her dad. I think it's weird. But like she even like will like get jealous of Usagi for like spending time with him. I'm like, yo, you need to let this go or else you won't exist. All right. But basically what happens is somehow the enemy force gets a hold of Chibiusa and plants these ideas in her head that like, yes, it is a children's anime. She plants these ideas in her head that like nobody loves her, everybody left her, all of these things, these people aren't your friends, aren't your family, they don't respect you, we will love you and respect you. Basically, this is Powder and this is Jinx. That is like the easiest way for me to explain it, and I'm really sorry if none of you are League of Legends fans, because neither am I, but I'm an Arcane fan, so that sort of story arc is what I'm talking here. So she's basically taken and molded, and like they change her into this sort of like wicked version of herself, which is why I thought Wicked Lady always like hit better than the sub name. Not that it's bad, it's just like I feel like Wicked describes it more because they definitely made her pretty wicked, to the point where I can't remember if this is the timeline in which I think it might be, that Tuxedo Mask somehow he gets his memories wiped like twice in this series, and I'm like, how can you let this happen more than once? Like, what are you doing? And so this might be the timeline in which there's a really weird picture of Wicked Lady and like Mamoru, but like not Tuxedo Mask Mamoru, like actual regular looking Mamoru, and like his daughter who doesn't look like his daughter anymore. Like it's kind of messes with your head for a minute. You're like, no, bad, no. So yeah. But eventually, she gets out of it, and she's back to Chibiusa again. But this was not a permanent like thing. It only went for probably like at most like a third of a season. It wasn't super long, thank God. Because to be honest, she was kind of an insufferable character. But you do what you can. Reminder, I am still doing tarot readings. I'm just killing some time by kind of explaining some of the lore behind some of these Sailor Moon cards for people who don't know. All right. Yeah. Ah, okay. Here we go. I got all 4 of them now. These ones belong here. All right. So going over, we're actually going left to right this time because we want to finish off the fact that these are the last 2. So we had Kunsight and we had Zoisite, and these are the other 2. So Nephrite and Jadeite. Jadeite, I believe, is the first like of this sort of villain line. So he's the first that's knocked out. I remember that. But these are just so detailed. I'm sorry. I just keep looking at these back panels here. Like this was one of his disguises that he had one of the episodes. I remember that. Pretty sure both of these are that. Because after a while they just were like, we know who you are, dude. I don't know why you're disguising yourself. And then this is Nephrite, which I believe Nephrite had like a thing for Sailor Jupiter, but I don't know if that's canon. I don't know if that's just fans being like, I want each of them to be good and have a Sailor Scout. So like each of them like has like a pairing, but I don't know if that's canonical. See, the names down here don't make sense to me. So this is in, because I don't think I've ever watched this in the dub. This is Alan and Anne. And I'm not even sure how to pronounce his name, but it's saying Ale and An. It's like AIL, and I don't know what that would be translated to. But yeah, so these are, I believe, they look very similar to Fiore. I'm wondering why that is. I've always wondered why that is, but I don't have the answer. So you're also going to keep wondering. So these are part of the Doom Tree season, which I think is, I can't remember if it's season 2 or season 3, but they are like the major villains of like, I want to say season 3. Hello, Gabriel. Welcome in. Ail. Okay, yeah. No, I'm going to call him Alan. Because that's going to be... Thank you, Gabriel. Buenas noches to you. Gabriel, ¿estás bien? That was more of a question rather than a statement. But thank you very much for following, Gabriel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. They're brother and sister. And they like come with this like seed that's like grows into this really big. I'm good. I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of going through some lore attached to these cards. Just kind of waiting to see if anybody else would like a tarot reading tonight. But, you're welcome to just, be hanging out and observing and seeing what's going on. But they're aliens from another planet, and they have saved this seed, which grows into this like big, kind of, and I don't want to say evil tree, but it's like an invasive species sort of tree. So it grows like really big and like basically sends these two out to like do its bidding. It is an interesting season, but definitely stands alone. I don't remember it having a ton of like storylines that like actually fed over into other seasons. And then we go to the heroes here. We already saw Sailor V. This is Sailor Venus. So the difference between Sailor V and Sailor Venus. Sailor V is a character. Sailor Venus is like, this is Sailor Venus. She's a real, but like not really real, but like real in the anime. Whereas like you're not actually gonna meet Sailor V in real life because she's not real. And not in real life, I mean real life in the anime. You guys understand what I'm saying. I swear. You do. If you don't, just let me know. I'll explain it. And then Sailor Jupiter here. So the magician is Sailor Venus. I get that. And then strength, which totally makes sense, is Sailor Jupiter here. So Sailor Jupiter, both of these are modeled similarly, where they have like the princess version of them. So Princess Venus and Princess Jupiter. And then they have their uniforms. And then their super sailor forms, which is what this is. So this is like the final form or so. So like they have, I think, 2 other uniforms other than this. So this is like the last uniform change they make. I'll mention this one because we liked him so much last time. Okay. I think this might be one of the last ones. Okay. I'll compare what I was talking about here. All right. So we'll go right to left this time. So what we've got going on here is this is the Hierophant, which is Sailor Pluto. Sailor Pluto is the second most powerful like Sailor Scout. She has, as you see, this gigantic key that she's holding is because she's the keeper and guard of time and space. So whenever like Chibiusa is, traveling to a different time or going, forward and back in time, she always has to encounter Sailor Pluto, and that's who even gave her the power to be able to do that in the first place. So she is like super tall, super pretty. Like, I think this card really does her justice because I feel like they definitely made her a lot lighter in the anime, and she's supposed to be like definitely at least medium toned. So she's supposed to be a different skin color than everybody else. And I just think that they really did a really pretty job. I'm not exactly sure what her name is in the sub, but in the dub, her name is Trista, which is interesting to me. Here we have the sun. So this is Super Sailor Moon and Super Sailor Chibi Moon. The reason I pulled this is to show you the difference in the uniforms here. So this is Eternal Sailor Moon. It matches with all of the other Sailor Scouts. She is, I guess you can see in like a different uniform altogether. So this is her second uniform. This is like her final uniform. So she has one more uniform prior to this. This one is like super pretty, but I'd have to say that I think the original is my favorite. I would literally have to go my favorite, second favorite, and like I'd have to put that one last. Not that I don't think I have much connection to it. Maybe that's why, but it's just okay to me. And then we move on. We've seen Jupiter, we've seen Mars, we've seen Venus, and now we're here at Sailor Mercury. So we've actually finished out all of the Sailor Scouts, and she's Temperance because, of course, Amy or Ami in the sub, she is like the quiet, studious one, very smart, very intelligent, knows her way around situations. So she's the one definitely that's like taking extra classes and doing extra credit. So Temperance makes sense. And then, so we talked about him last time, but this is actually Ray's grandfather. And then this is, we said his name was Chad. Yes. Because I swear it was Chet throughout my entire C-H-E-T, Chet. But apparently not. It's Chad. So this is like a helper at Ray's or Sailor Mars, where she works in terms of her like temple. And then her grandfather runs the temple. So it's just kind of, showing both of them in a card, which is really nice. And then finally, I'm going to bring Usagi back for a second. This is... yeah, I appreciate when you guys thank the people who gift you the subs. That's so nice. So this is Usagi's family while she's on Earth. Like her mom, her dad, and her little brother. Even though like she was sent there by Queen Serenity, her mom, like this is like, I would say her like host family, her adopted family. So like little brother is little brother. He's like super annoying. And like the mom's very funny. She has a certain like quality to the way that she acts that I feel like it might be just like normal anime, typical anime mom, but I think she's funny. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it out. Oh, maybe not. Here, I have one more. Yeah, okay. One more because we can't forget about him, and then we can be done looking through these cards. If anybody would like a reading, just let me know. The cards are ready to give you all the answers you're looking for. But we can't forget Artemis. You sure can. Welcome in, Coder Ocelot. You absolutely can. All right, really quick. This is Artemis. Artemis in his human form. Just like we saw earlier with Luna and Diana, this is Artemis in his human form. So, I mean, he's pretty cool. Just wanted to get his time to shine. But thank you so much, Coder Ocelot for the request for reading. Hold on here, because it looks like I did this incorrectly, because I did. That would have turned into a mess. You said you'd like a general reading. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck here. If you will just go ahead and put those questions, those intentions out into the universe, just kind of ask the universe the questions that you are kind of wondering, and hopefully the answers are within our cards here. All right. So as I'm finishing up shuffling here, one more time, and then I'm going to do a single card draw. So I'm actually going to, well, more than that. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to draw cards, and then you're going to ask me when to stop, and we'll do a total of 3 cards. So I will keep dealing cards out like this, and I'm going to ask you to type when to stop in chat, and then I will stop and put that card aside. Sound okay? Just let me know whenever you're ready. All right. Well, you let me know when to stop here. All right, so I'm going to take that one. All right, and then what might help for this next one is putting a 2 after the stop, because sometimes chat won't let you do repeated words. So if you say stop 2 this time, okay? Or period. Okay. Is that one, so number 2. And then here we go for number 3, okay? All right, and that's number 3. Thank you so much, cards. We really appreciate you giving us our answers that we're looking for. We might come back to you for clarification here. All right, so we've got 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3, and they have been thoroughly shuffled because I tore them apart and was looking for specific cards. So this is all okay. So the reversed 2 of Cups, reversed Knight of Cups, and the reversed Queen of Pentacles. So interesting. All right, so we're going to start with the 2 of Cups here. It's okay. We were seeing some reversals earlier, and it might be what the cards are looking for tonight. Either that or, I'm pretty sure that the universe meant for that to happen. All right, so the general reversal of 2 of Cups. When reversed, the 2 of Cups can mean that the balance that was once there has been broken. This balance was an integral part of keeping the individuals together. But to break, it is to create disconnection and discord. The negative energy of 2 forces is present, and instead of them joining or attracting, they seem to repel each other. You may be finding that certain small details that were not problems before are coming into play, signaling that one party may have resentments. A line of communication that allowed you and the other partner to openly talk about disagreements has been cut off, only worsening the cycle of resentment and imbalance. Be the first to open up. You may find that the problem is much easier to repair than you thought it would be. All right. Got got everybody in the cups today. So we're going to take note of that and move on to the Knight of Cups here. Hold on a moment. Okay. Reversed, the Knight of Cups means that you allow your emotions to control your life a lot more than you should. You may be overly jealous, emotional, or moody. In fact, this could be up to the point of actual incapacity to take action, which is most definitely to be avoided. Jumping to conclusions too fast is a characteristic of a reverse Knight of Cups, and making judgments without having necessary information is very common. This card indicates a situation which could be considered appealing at first, but quickly turns out to be something very different. With such high expectations, everyone will walk away quite disappointed. Interesting. I'm going to read all of these and then we'll piece it together here. So let's get the Queen of Pentacles here. All right. When the Queen of Pentacles becomes disconnected with the energy of her suit, she becomes someone who is completely self-absorbed. Gone is the upright generosity in her suit. She can be selfish and even envious when others' successes seem greater than hers. Upright, her home is usually a sanctuary for her guests, but reversed, it may instead be slovenly. She loses the ability to take care of herself and her surroundings. Her focus on the material may manifest negatively, making her greedy and yet lacking in her sense of duty and capability. How can she ground herself again? How can she re-enter the sacred relationship she naturally feels with the earth and all its living creatures? The Queen of Pentacles reverse may also indicate that you have misplaced priorities, which may eventually become compromising to your future. You may find yourself distracted, unable to focus on your work and your long-term goals. Could also be busy working on projects without taking time to consult experienced people who can guide you away from your mistakes. This card could also suggest that those you care for are now ready to become accountable and responsible for their own lives. You must learn to let go and give them their independence. The role of caregiver is most rewarding when your loved ones have grown strong enough to make their own decisions. This is definitely overall. I don't think they're being savage. I just think that they're giving you warnings. And that's what I like about the cards, is that they just give you like warnings of stuff that could be happening and that you should avoid, which is, I feel like, the main job that tarot cards are trying to do. Is they're not really trying to predict your future so much as they're trying to say this could be a way that your future manifests, and here's how, if it's negative, to avoid it, or if it's positive, how to achieve it. So okay. So overall, it seems like, because like I'm trying to read this one again. The balance is broken. It sounds like either if you are in a relationship or you have like a familial relationship with somebody, that right now, whether it's you or the other person, it seems like there's some resentment and the line of communication has been damaged. And you just need to be the first one to sit down and be like, hey, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this, openly. And, you'll find that this card is telling you that you're kind of making a mountain out of a molehill. You were thinking it was going to be really bad when in fact it was probably much easier to fix than you thought. So that's what this card is warning you of right now, whether that's a intimate relationship, a familial relationship, or a platonic relationship. That needs to be heated for sure. And then the Knight is addressing that maybe we need to make sure we're being thoughtful in the way that we are because making judgments without necessary information, just making sure that you are when you're going forward, that you're not being hasty or impulsive in the way that you're trying to communicate, or in the way that you understand the world around you. Just making sure to pause, take that step back for a second, and just kind of look and see what other information is out there, because it can absolutely change your perspective on the situation. So that, as well as making sure that you're keeping your emotions in check and you're not letting it control the way you make decisions or your life as a whole. So that's what that is. When we said general, we mean general. Yes. I'm glad. And then this last one really quick. And then I will defer to you if you would like any further clarification. So it's also a warning that you could be cluttering up your life with things that are not as important as your what you're currently working on or working towards, and the long-term goals that follow that. It's saying maybe consult anywhere from somebody who in your life you find to be an experienced human being, versus even going all the way up to talking to a professional, aka a psychologist or a therapist, to make sure that you are steering clear of things that maybe are easy mistakes to other people, but to you seems unavoidable with the information that you're given. And then if you do, if you have younger siblings or somebody that you care for, it might be ready to let them stand on their own 2 feet. That's what this is also saying. Don't know if that applies to you, but that is what that's saying. What do we think, Ocelot? Do we like the reading? Did we want clarification on any of the cards that we were seeing? Overall, people are scared, but it's just really good advice. Exactly. Yeah, if any of the cards are unclear and you're confused about them, we can go ahead and pull another card. Yeah, for sure. All right. So we're clarifying this card. So we're going to do the same thing. Are you ready to tell me when to stop? All right. All right, that was quick. We got that. Thank you very much, cards. We appreciate your clarification. All right, so we've got an upright card, finally. I'm going to read this one both upright and reversed, just to make sure that I cover my bases, because I'm not sure if I flipped it over the correct way. For some reason, I'm doubting, and I don't know why. But it's practice for me. So, yeah, Major Arcana is always nice. Especially when we near the end of the Major Arcana. All right, the World. So I'm going to read it. I'll read it upright first, and then we'll read it reversed just for kicks. To encounter the world in your cards is to encounter a great unity and wholeness. It symbolizes the moment when your inner and outer worlds, self or other, become a single entity. In some traditions, the state is described as enlightenment. There is a recognition that the individual self is profoundly linked with all other things, and that we all dance and sway along with the flow of life to one rhythm. And not only do you hear this rhythm, but you participate in it, following the dips and rises, the joys and sorrows. The meaning of the World card is fulfillment, achievement, and completion. This shows that all efforts that you have been putting in place are starting to pay off. It reflects that you've completed a major milestone in your life, and you've built the resilience to withstand challenges. The World may indicate completion of a long-term project, study, or any other major event in your life. It may also mean the birth of a child, marriage, or graduation, or any other thing that you've accomplished. The World card shows you that you have the desire to give back to the community in various ways, and you have a commitment to make the world a better place because you understand that everything is connected. See, yeah, that's what I think, but I also think it was the World telling me I need to read this card both ways because I need to practice. So just in case I was wrong and I was supposed to flip it over like this, the reversed World meaning is you are drawing near to something that marks the end of a journey or era. You may have many accomplishments that have lined your path, but there is a strange emptiness that fills you when you look backwards upon it, as if you have all the pieces, but they're not coming together. What is missing? Do you feel connected to what you're doing? Do you feel connected to others? What alienates you from feeling complete, from feeling whole? If we're talking in respect to the Queen of Pentacles card, I'm going to say that this was supposed to be read upright because that makes more sense in terms of the linking of this sort of thing. But if we are looking at that versus like what the card means in general, hold on. Okay. Because what I've kind of found that connected with this was people that you care for, whether it's a loved one who's like a younger sibling or whether it's maybe like a platonic friend. Because it's the card's telling you that, you know, it's ready to kind of like let them, you know, be themselves, let them be them, and like be independent. They really don't need a lot of like help anymore. And that this is kind of the World confirming that like this is, you know, the ending result of the card. If you heed what the card is telling you, the World will be your result. But when we look at it in terms of indicating that you might have had like some misplaced priorities, or you're distracted or unable to focus. So if that's where this card's coming from, if you consult, that experienced person or that person who might be able to help you sort out what is kind of getting in your way, then the world will be the world card will be the result. So like this is, difficulty with long-term goals and like your work, and this is success and completion of long-term goals and work. So that could also be read that way. In general, if you feel like you're disconnected from yourself, disconnected from like maybe the external part of yourself versus the internal part of yourself, just kind of doing that internal work and kind of seeing like what exactly is, sort of putting me in this path, in this sort of state of mind. And like it might be helpful to speak with somebody else about it and kind of get a different perspective. And then if you're actually addressing these sort of concerns, then, you're sort of moving along a path where the world will be your end result. So that's why I think it's supposed to be upright, because it's supposed to be kind of an after effect of the card. I can pull more if you are confused still, and that's totally fine because I pulled 2 earlier. But let me know if that is still confusing to you, because we can absolutely pull for more information. But overall, seems very good to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Kodaras, a lot. We thank the cards very much for helping us reach our answers. And I am definitely gonna, keep practicing. That's for sure. But I'm glad that we have a message for you that resonated, because maybe it'll help you think about things a little differently. So thank you so much, Kodaras. I really appreciate you taking the time out and listening to a reading. Hopefully you will be back again. But I appreciate you swinging by and staying in here and coming to visit me. I really appreciate it. All right. Is there anybody else that wants a reading before? Yeah, but I think Pansy had a good idea. I think I might do. I got it from, I'll repost it on my social media and my Twitter, but it's from a private artist from Indonesia or the Philippines. And he also does Card Captor Sakura, cards as well. I don't think that not sure that they're tarot cards. But yeah, all of these designs are all different. And they're all super detailed, and I can tell that this person put a lot of thought and time into creating these cards. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will, I'll put it up on my social media. I'm not 100% sure if they're still selling them, but you're more than welcome to like check out their art and stuff. And, you know, still inquire and see if they make any decks. But yeah, if you go ahead and follow those socials, keep an eye out. I can even try, if I remember, because I think Coder Ocelot follows my Instagram. I think I might be able to possibly direct message the page to you. So we'll see. But I really appreciate you coming out. Anybody else would like a reading of the cards? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming out. We had some subs and some gift subs in the chat, and I appreciate everybody who follows, who subs, and comes out and watches the exciting and maybe the more chill streams, which definitely was tonight's chill stream. Might have been full of lore that nobody cared about, but I cared about it, and that's all that matters. But we thank the cards ultimately, finally, for giving us all their wisdom tonight and for showing us the answers that we are looking for. And we are going to go ahead and set them off to the side here. And we're going to move over here to my house. And I want to thank everybody again for coming out tonight. Saturday night, everybody could be out with, their friends, having a party, watching anime. But I am glad that you decided. I like how watching anime was one of the options. It's okay. I'm glad that you guys took time out of your day to come, and whether you got a reading or whether you were just watching, I appreciate every single one of you. And I really value your presence. It really makes me very happy. So thank you very much. I will have a I think I will have a 3-day stream next week, 3 days next week, but instead of the normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday / Saturday, it'll end up being Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, which is a little crazy. It's a little crazy, but we're going to try it. So hopefully one of those 3 days next week, you can tune in. And those will be the days next week. Maybe we'll do like karaoke. Maybe we'll do like the tier list that Pansy suggested, because that sounds very interesting to me. Or we could do more Need for Speed, or we could do more Stardew, or more Dream Daddy if people enjoyed that. But if anybody has like anything that they specifically want, go ahead, shout it out in the chat. I will absolutely I will absolutely take suggestions because I'm here for it. But I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. And it was a slow night. I really enjoy the fact that some of you listen to me blather on about Sailor Moon lore for like 40 minutes or something. I don't know. But hopefully that got you interested in the anime if you haven't watched it. Or if you've watched it, it brought up some nostalgia for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys in chat on Monday next week. But let me see here. I don't think that there is anybody I can raid, because I don't know if anybody is, I don't know if anybody is streaming tonight. We will see though. I have one mutual. This creator put on a stream of KCON Day 3 that I didn't get to go to. But KCON is for Korean pop like idols. So there was like a bunch, it was like a festival of a bunch of idols for like 3 days in the weekend. But this creator had over 10,000 people watching, which is insane. And we'll go ahead and raid them. And hopefully it looks like they are, looks like something to do with Bleach, like the anime. So we'll see what they're playing. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Stay magical. Don't think you can hear me, but I love you anyway. Bye, guys.